My name is Caroline Danielson. I am a policy researcher at the Public Policy Institute of California, and my research expertise is in health and human services programs. In the next few minutes, I will be talking about one portion of California's social safety net, its welfare program called CalWorks. Currently, about 1 in 8 California children receives assistance through CalWorks. Today, I will begin by explaining who CalWorks serves. I will then review trends in the number of adults and children getting financial assistance through CalWorks. Finally, I will describe recent changes that Governor Brown is proposing to make to the program. CalWorks aims to protect low-income children against the worst consequences of poverty by providing a monthly check to families who qualify. Who can qualify? There are 4 main requirements. First, there must be a child in the household. Childless adults and the elderly are not eligible. Second, families must have low incomes. For example, a family with 1 adult and 2 children can have no more than about $1,200 a month in earnings in order to apply. And they must also possess few assets. A family with an expensive car would not be eligible. Third, most adults must work or show progress towards employment. For example, they must engage in intensive job search or job training. If they do not, they risk losing their eligibility, although their children remain eligible regardless. Fourth, adults are restricted to 4 years of assistance over the course of their adult lives. Again, children do not have a time limit on the number of months of assistance for which they are eligible. California is one of only 4 states to continue assistance to children regardless of whether their parents are in compliance with work requirements or time limits. It is important to note that many families who could qualify for a CalWorks benefit do not apply, although it is difficult to attach numbers to this. How many families are assisted by CalWorks? In state fiscal year 2010-2011, about 1.5 million Californians received a monthly grant. Because adults are often not eligible, over 1.1 million of these recipients were children. This is certainly more Californians that received this financial assistance than just before the start of the Great Recession in 2006-2007, when under 1.2 million Californians received CalWorks. Still, it is many fewer recipients than were on welfare in the mid-1990s when the caseload peaked. California pays for CalWorks with a mix of funds from the federal government, the state, and the counties. And at least as compared with some other programs that receive substantial federal financial assistance, like CalFresh Nutrition Assistance and Medi-Cal Health Insurance, the state is fairly free to reallocate CalWorks dollars away from the program and into other programs that serve low-income individuals. Currently, the governor is proposing that lawmakers do so. In January, Governor Brown proposed to further reinforce the work requirements of the program by restricting parents to 2 years of assistance, unless they are working at least 20 hours a week for families with young children, or at least 30 hours a week for families with older children. This proposed change would affect the vast majority of adults currently on CalWorks. He is also proposing to further restrict the amount of assistance that children receive in families where there are no eligible adults. The projections are that the average grant to such a family would drop by about 15% to just under $400 a month. The proposed changes are substantial. In effect, they reopen a discussion about the main purposes of the program, a discussion that was last held in the late 1990s when CalWorks began. There are 2 key issues. First, to which parents should the work supports and services that CalWorks offers be targeted? At one extreme, should they be targeted to the families that have adults who are most likely to find and keep a job? At the other extreme, should they be targeted to parents who have the most intensive needs, so that they would need many work supports in order to have any chance of becoming stably employed? Or to a mix of both? Second, how much of a safety net do we provide for children when their parents do not or cannot work? These are issues that policymakers will be debating in the coming months before the budget for the 2012-2013 fiscal year is finalized. Thanks for listening today.